The night was alive with joy. Drums beat like a second heart. Women sang loud enough to shake the stars. Men raised their cups to the sky and laughed at nothing in particular. At the center of it all stood Tobichukwu, tall, handsome, draped in deep blue egbada, the kind of man a celebration was built around. He was smiling the way a man smiles when he believes he has won. He had married Niruka, a woman of fire and beauty, the kind that makes a whole village fall quiet when she walks through a door. But the smile on Tobichukwu's face was not the smile of love. It was the smile of relief. Because 7 months before this wedding night, his first wife, Adiz, was dead. Tobichukwu turned toward the edge of the gathering, past where the torches could reach, past where the light gave way to darkness, and his smile froze. Because at the far edge of that darkness, just beyond where any of the guests would have reason to stand, something was standing still, in a crowd full of movement. One figure did not move. He blinked. He looked again, and it was gone. He told himself it was the palm wine. He told himself shadows play tricks at night. He told himself this and almost believed it. She was not a woman of wealth. She was not a woman of status. But she was a woman of loyalty, and that is a rarer thing than gold. She had married Tobichukwu when he had nothing. She woke before the sun every morning. She sold fabric at the market in the heat and the dust. She cooked when she was tired. She smiled when she was hurting. She prayed for a man who did not always deserve her prayers. Then the business came. Tobichukwu found a connection, a merchant named Okarik, who offered him a trade route deal that would change everything. But money changes a man the way rain changes dry ground. Slowly at first, then all at once. He began coming home late. He smiled at his phone in the dark. He stopped sitting with Adiz in the evenings the way he used to. Adiz noticed. She always noticed. But she said nothing. She simply watched from the doorway of the home she had helped build, hoping the man she loved would find his way back. He did not find his way back. Adiz got weaker, then weaker still. And then one morning, she did not get up. They buried her in the red earth at the edge of the village on a Tuesday. The whole community came. The whole community cried. They held Tobichukwu as he wept beside the grave. He wept very well. After the last mourner left that evening, Tobichukwu walked back to his compound, closed the door behind him, and picked up his phone. There was a message from Niruka, and he smiled just briefly, just a small quiet smile before he remembered to put his grief face back on. Within 3 months, he announced the new marriage. He told himself it was over. He told himself he was safe. He was wrong. The celebration wound down slowly. By midnight, only the closest family remained. By 1 in the morning, even they were gone. Tobichukwu and Niruka entered the house together. The door closed. The compound fell quiet. The night pressed in from all sides. And then the knocking began. 3 knocks, slow, deliberate, each one landing with a weight that was more than sound. Tobichukwu opened the door. Adiz stood in the doorway. She was wearing the white dress she had been buried in. It was clean, perfectly clean. Her eyes were open. She did not blink. Her face was calm, not angry, not crying, just patient. Still, she did not speak. She did not need to. It said, "Give me back what you stole." Niruka ran. She did not stop to put on her shoes. She did not stop to take her bag. She ran down the village road in the dark without looking behind her even once. She ran straight to her mother's house and beat on the door with both fists until her knuckles bled. And when her mother opened that door, she pulled her inside and sat her down. And Niruka told her everything. Back in the compound, Tobichukwu's legs had given out. He was on the floor, a powerful man, on his hands and knees on the tiles of his own home. Adiz stepped through the threshold. She moved the way water moves slowly, smoothly. Impossible to stop. Tobichukwu begged. Every word he had kept locked behind years of lies came pouring out of him now. Adiz looked at him for a long time. Then she reached out and placed one hand cold as the bottom of a river flat against the wall beside his face. And when she pulled it away, the mark remained. A handprint, pressed into the plaster of the wall, dark and permanent, as though it had always been there. By morning, Tobichukwu was found by his cousins sitting in the corner of that room. His eyes were wide and empty. He could not speak. He could not stand. He could not respond to his own name. The doctors came. The pastors came. The dibia came. Nobody could say what had taken the mind of a man in perfect health overnight. But the handprint on the wall was still there. Niruka told the truth to anyone who would listen. She went to the elders. She went to the community. The truth spread the way truth always spreads in a small village, quickly and with no mercy. Tobichukwu's business collapsed. His compound stood empty. Nobody in the village would buy it. Nobody wanted to live where that handprint lived. Some said the walls of that house still carry a cold that has nothing to do with the weather. Some said that on certain nights when the moon is round and low, you can hear footsteps moving through the empty rooms. Not angry footsteps, not rushing ones. Just patient, steady footsteps, as if something is still in there, still waiting, still counting what it is owed. A man who destroys the person who built him will find that destruction does not stay buried. Loyalty is sacred. Betrayal has a long memory. And what you steal from the innocent, the world will always find a way to collect.